Noninkables. Hello and welcome to the Noninkables podcast. We are on episode number 31. I hope that everyone had a very fabled pre-release weekend. I think ours started off a little, I wouldn't say a little rough, but it definitely got better as the weekend went on. So on Tuesday, I did play at the Games of Concord tournament, which was Fabled. You could use proxies, and the winner would win a box of Fabled. I did not win. Gary won, and he was playing Blurple. I got third, and I was also playing Blurple, but I was playing kind of an older build I was using with like Rafiki and Basil. I think I was only playing like 3 Finders Keepers. So since then, I have taken out the Rafikis, put back in Paladin, and back up to 4 copies of Finders Keepers because the card is great. And I've also gotten like way more practice playing Blurple. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to end up playing. Although I am always tempted by Purple Steel. But the thing with Purple Steel is that I feel like for the last 2 sets, Tyler has been saying that Purple Steel is a very fair deck. And so it truly like depends on the pilot. And I feel like I'm not that good of a pilot where I can just rely on skill. I need my deck to give me an advantage. And so Games Conquered, I placed third. My only loss actually was to Wally, who was also on Blurple. And he was playing a fungus build or a sailor build of Blurple. And I was playing like a mishmash of like JDRR plus Gary's build. I want to give a shout out to JJ, who gave me a Ratigan because I'd mentioned on the podcast that that's the card I was missing. And so he gave me a full Ratigan. It's so nice. I also, at that tournament, got 4 mats to foil, which I have now finished. I will show them at the end of the podcast, but 4 mats to foil and had a lot of fun. And then, of course, foiled some for myself and kind of went bananas and truly cemented in my head that I don't know how to make like just a normal foiled mat. I can only do premium and ultra premium. I will show you later. But that was Tuesday. So then I think on Friday, so Friday was pre-release day. I got a little nervous about getting product because Tyler is playing in a competition this weekend at Inc. And he needs cards, and we're kind of his card supplier. That's kind of how we keep Tyler on the team. But I was kind of worried about cards, and because like it seemed like there were a bunch of stores that weren't getting the amount of cards that they had expected to, so I kind of panicked. So I pre-ordered 2 cases like in July, like July 7th, I think is when I pre-ordered them. But those won't get shipped until this weekend. So definitely not going to have it for this weekend, because they probably won't even be at my house till next week. And then I usually order 2 cases from DVY. However, I think this time, like, they didn't get the shipment that they needed, and they wanted to make sure they had enough for their pre-release event and for everybody else. So they were like, okay, we can give you 1 case. And I was like, fine, whatever you can. So I sort of panicked, and then like the night before pre-ordered another case from Phantomich. So on Friday, I went to go pick up the case from Phantomich. And as I always do, forget to ask for the buy box promo. That's my bad. But it's not like a playable cards. I don't really care. I ended up getting some more later. But my Phantomich case had 1 Dumbo, which is the card I was trying to get, and 0 enchanteds in a whole case, which kind of a dud, right? So then that was Friday during the day. And then Friday night, we played at DVY in their pre-release sealed event. It ended up only being 6 people, I think because a bunch of people went to Games of Concord. But the people who went to Games of Concord seriously missed out because, 1, DVY always is like really fun, like just the people and like the organizers are chill. Also, they gave out really good pricing. So I ended up coming in third there as well. Tyler got first, Brian got second, and I got third. So Tyler so the sealed, first of all, was only $35. I feel like most of the sealeds in the area are like $40. And Davey, who is the owner, co-owner, I don't know, the DVY person, I would say probably owner since DVY is Davey, his whole thing is like, keep the price for the sealed low And then people will come and like, when they play, they'll buy stuff, right? And so make your money that way. Don't make it like super expensive. And so so Tyler got first place. He got 8 packs plus a trove plus a pin plus a promo card. Brian, who got second place, got 4 packs plus a trove plus a promo card. And then I got third and I got 4 packs plus a promo. And I think anyone who got 2, I'm not sure how the pricing went after that, but pretty much everybody got a pack and a promo, and it was super fun. And then after that, Saturday, originally we were going to go to Poke Recyclers to play. They had like a starter deck, sort of. Half starter deck, half sealed. It was like a starter deck, but you got 4 packs to build, to alter your starter deck. And we were going to play in that. But we were talking about Hot Pot the night before with Tyler, and he was like, oh, you should check out Moo Moo Hot Pot, which is new in Emeryville. And I was like, oh, I've definitely seen that when I go to charge my car. And so we decided to get Hot Pot instead of going to play at Poke Recyclers. And the Hot Pot was delicious. It was so funny because I was reading their Yelp reviews and they were like, oh, this place is really elegant. And I walked in and I was like, oh, this place is really elegant. It reminded me of like fancy hot pot in Chinese, but it's individual hot pot. We got like the meat lovers combo, which I think is a better deal. You get like 3 meat and 2 carbs and vegetables, which the vegetables have like tofu in them too. And I think it's like $75 a person. And then the other version is just like their regular combo. And you get 2 meats, and then instead of a third meat, you would get like 2 sides, which is like fish tofu or fish balls or tilapia. I'm not sure what the other things are, but I think it was a similar price. So it was like much better deal to get the meat. It was delicious. I would definitely go again. I was literally there and was like, can I have my birthday party here next year or something of that sort? Yeah, definitely thinking about it. Especially if they're like truly like very Chinese and have private rooms. That'd be an awesome place to have a birthday party because I love hot pot. So yeah, that was Saturday. Oh, and then kind of like in between everything, I've been opening packs and I've been play testing online. And then on Sunday, we went to Fant Mitch, who had a sealed. Theirs was also $35. And in my sealed 6 packs, I pulled an enchanted Lilo, which was very exciting. I definitely put her in my deck. I never used her once the whole time because she just never appeared. And I also bought, so there's this guy named Adam who plays pretty much exclusively at Phantom Mitch. Sometimes we'll see him at like Games of Concord, but he is like the biggest Elsa fan ever. Elsa, Anna, Frozen, everything Frozen. So anything that is not Frozen, he is not interested in. So he also has like crazy luck for enchanteds. So I think on Tuesday when at Games of Concord, he was there and he bought like a box and a trove, and he pulled a Honey Wizard enchanted and a Powerline enchanted. So I ended up buying both of those from him before the tournament even started. And then we played in the sealed. I ended up getting third. This guy named Owen got first, and it was like his first time playing Lorcana, but he's like a Magic player, and I think his girlfriend plays Lorcana. And so she told him to go to like get the promos and stuff. So he got first, Brian got second, and I got third. I think there were 8 people total. And then they also did a raffle, and one of the girls who was there, I think with their stepdad, she got one of the raffles, and it was like the cardboard emerald goofy box that came with this set's OP kit, I think, and then also like a deck box, and she picked Powerline one. And then I got the other raffle, so I picked the Mulan deck box. And of course, my brain is like, ooh, I could foil this because I could just use all the vinyl that I bought that I thought was heat transfer vinyl, but was just regular like sticker vinyl. I could use that to foil the Mulan box. So coming soon, I suppose, I'll be foiling a deck box. So I won the raffle for the deck box. My deck, well, the most exciting thing about my deck is that I had 2 of the little steel Tinkerbells plus the green Tinkerbell plus Big Tinc, so I could shift that. Did I shift her? No, not even once. I don't know why. I don't think I had any cards to draw cards. So I think the only draw cards I had was I had a 1 Develop Your Brain. I had a Queen of Hearts. I feel like that's the only thing that I had to draw cards. Meanwhile, Brian had Queen Wicked and Vain. He had the Queen of Hearts I'm blanking on what other draw cards are in this set, but basically all the possible draw cards, he had at least one. Oh, he had 2 Cuscos. I don't remember what else. I was like, wow, you have all the draw cards. Isn't fair. Anyways, so, the case that I got from DVY, I opened up later, and that had the Enchanted Circle of Life. I actually didn't open that. Brian opened that, and then like pretended like we didn't get any enchanteds, and then showed me like after. And I was like, you lied to me when I asked you if you had enchanteds. He's like, I wanted to surprise you. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Oh, so Brian also bought 4 starter decks from Phantom when we were there, because he wanted to get like the promo max goof for his deck. And in the 4 starter decks, he got 2 enchanted, a Hades and a Jasmine. And that is wild. I don't think we've ever seen an enchanted from a starter deck. I mean, granted, we don't buy a lot of starter decks, but maybe starter decks is where it's at. Yeah. So, and then Adam, the guy who has insane luck, he bought, I want to say like maybe a box while we were there, and pulled an enchanted Lilo. And I was like hemming and hawing, like, do I want this enchanted Lilo? And I was like, oh, it's like $250. It's very expensive. I already bought Honey Wizard and Powerline from him. Do I really want to buy another enchanted? Like, just spending so much money. But I ended up trading him in Elsa foil matte because he loves Elsa. And then I paid him like the difference. So I paid him like $175 plus the Elsa matte, which I would normally charge like $100 for. And then he threw in 4 Lilos, like regular plain Lilos. So yeah, pretty good. Okay, so those are the competitions that we played over the weekend. I have been playing a ton online. Well, maybe not a ton, but like more than I usually do, which is like 1 or 2 games a day. I have been grinding a little bit. I am on currently version 3 of my deck, and I like it. I don't know if I would make any changes at this point. It seems pretty good. And I was looking at my stats. So looking at my stats since like release day, because on Lord Canito, you can filter by release day. Since then, I have played maybe, I don't know, like 12 games, and I've only lost 1, which is really good. I lost to Purple Steel. And I've played Purple Steel. You know, this isn't even accurate because it only goes to yesterday, and I've definitely played today. So the stats are not correct. But if I look at my best of 3, I played a ton of games on the play, and I win almost all of those, like 95% right now, it says. My on the draw is lower, it's like 40%, but like yesterday it was 20%. So I think actually I'm getting better at it. So yeah, getting better. And I think it's just like knowing my deck a little bit better, knowing the different decks and what I should be doing against each deck, you know, like what cards to prioritize. But yeah, so getting better, trying to practice before PPG Denver. You will see me, Brian, and Gary there. We are bounty players. So I think that means if you play us, if you beat us, you can get packs. If you don't beat us, then we get the packs. So win-win for us, really. But yeah, let's move on to mats. Oh, the other thing, I totally forgot. I was opening, so I got Rise of the Floodborn Chinese cards from, you know, when Ravensburger had their like raffle thing so you could like put your name into the raffle to buy cards. Okay, so I had done that, and look what we got. It is a enchanted, aka Cinderella. So exciting. So that's out of just four of the I don't know, not slim boxes, the regular boxes. So pretty good. Okay, time for mats. Okay. So my orders for mats, I got 2 orders for Honey Wizard, and then 1 order for a giant Tinc, and then 1 order to do like a custom on a Powerline mat. So I will show you those first. So my Honey Wizard mat, you've probably seen before. I have all the bees foiled, I have a honey foiled, I have his little snuggie foiled. There's like a little bit of foiling on top of his ears, which I didn't do on the one I made for myself because that like piece of foil fell into a crack and I didn't notice. And so mine's actually not even as complicated as this one. And there's obviously foiling on the flowers at the bottom. I love this mat, and it was pretty fun making 2 of them. So those are done. I did a giant Tinc mat for JJ. And I actually like redid some of the design. So I had made one for myself and then decided that I didn't like how the water looked and I redid it. And I also used like different types of foil on his. So on the one I had only foiled kind of like the water here. And then I decided on his to use this kind of like, I don't even know if you can tell, but it is like a glitter foil that is a little bit see-through. So it's not fully opaque. And then the same thing with the birds. He wanted purple-ish birds, and they are reading pink on the screen for some reason, but they are sort of like purple to yellow. And then the wings, I did like a white, whereas on mine I did like this holographic blue. I think it just like blends better. And I never noticed this, but there's a guy diving off the boat into the water. I never noticed that. Like I noticed the little lost boys, but never noticed this guy having the time of his life. Just like on the Elsa mat when I was showing it to Adam, I didn't notice she's wearing pants and shoes underneath the dress. Like I just never noticed that. Okay, so the other mats I did, he has a power line mat that I did. Look at it. It's so pretty. Okay, so, whoop. Powerline's hair is like this glittery black. And then I did something, a little new technique. So the foil here, it has a little bit of a patina on it. If you look, it's not like entirely smooth. So if you look at, I think I did rough up all of them. The foil is not totally smooth. So when I actually first put it on, it's like very, very smooth. But because it's like retro and like if you look at the pattern here, it's actually like a little bit faded looking. So I thought it would look better with this patina on it. And I actually had to draw this white part twice because it looked a little weird the first go around. But yeah, this is the power line map. Custom order. It was super fun. Okay, and then let me show you the crazy ones I did for myself. Okay, so these I would categorize as ultra premium. So if you wanted me to do one of these mats for you, it may cost you like $200+ depending on the design. So you'll see. This is my gen from this year. So I did the one from this. I have some from last year, but I did the one from this year first because we have 3 of them. So in case I messed up one, it would be fine. So all of the ink symbols are foiled in like a shiny foil. And then we'll go person by person. I think I may have shown this before, but I did add on to it because it felt a little uneven. So for Brother Bear, originally I just had the yellow foiling up top here, but I added some on the water because it looked like the other side of the mat was way more foiled than this side. So I felt like I should add that. What else did I add? I added a little bit more foiling on Honey Lemon. So I added some more orange to her hat portion. I think that's actually all I did for Honey Lemon. Ralph is the same. Didn't do anything to him. And the Queen, I just kind of re-ironed her part because I didn't do a good job the first time and it was peeling a little bit. But I think I figured out like the settings and everything. And so I think if you were to buy this mat, if you supplied me with the mat and wanted me to foil this, it would cost you probably like $250 because this took me ages, I tell you, so long. Okay, the other mat I did, which I would also categorize as ultra premium. And initially, before I actually made the mat, I was like, okay, maybe I would price this at like $200. But after doing the mat, like it took me so long to like, not even the design part, just the like putting foil onto mat took me so long. I'd probably charge like $250 for it. Maybe like probably $250 actually. But it's the bell mat. So I'd made a bell mat before. And then of course, once I made it, I was like, I don't like this. So I made an ultra premium version. So it's like way more detailed. So let's start. All of the flower petals obviously have a little bit of foiling. Some of them have a little bit pink, light pink or red, depending. And then what I didn't foil in my original version are these stars that I think look awesome in the white. And then I did like way more foiling in terms of her hands and sleeves and like this part of the cape I foiled, which I didn't foil in my original version. I foiled her hair. It's a two-toned hair, which I didn't in my original version. Two-tone hair with highlights. And then the rose is foiled. And I actually will probably go back and foil the green part of the rose because I didn't do that in my original one. And then like all of this is foiled with like white highlight and gold highlights. So it's like multi-dimensional. So that's my bell mat. Yeah. Beautiful. Look at it. I love it. Okay. So that's what I've been working on when I'm not play testing. Sometimes I do both at the same time. But then I feel like I don't pay attention enough to the foil and maybe I'm not like ironing it enough. So currently I am working on, in terms of matte foiling, I'm still working on my giant like mouse pad thing that I bought, that's Huntrix, K-pop Demon Hunters. And also, what was I working on this morning? Oh, I was working on a stitch mat. The stitch mat, like the Rocket Man, I don't know, the alien spaceship, he's in like a spacesuit, that one. And then also the Rescue Rangers one. The Rescue Rangers one is actually hard because there's like a lot of water droplets. And like those little circles are so annoying. And then I'm waiting for my order of the Mufasa and the Bippity Boppity Boo mats to come so I can start working on those. I find that it's better if I take a picture of the mat and then kind of do my thing in Procreate on top of that, because when I use a picture from the internet, it's always like not good enough quality so that all the elements don't show up. And I think that is it for mats. Yeah. The person who I did the Scar mat and the Ursula Championship mat for, Jared, I found out his name is, not Brandon, sorry. He was like, oh, the next mat I want you to do is like the convention mat from 2023. I still need to reply to him, which I'm down to do it, but it's going to be maybe a little expensive. Especially because I gave him a really good deal on his first two mats since he was my first customer, but these take so much time. I still definitely feel like I'm probably undercharging for the amount of work that I put in, but I just want to bling out my friends, so it's okay. And it definitely at least covers for the materials. Ooh, but now I've like put, since I traded that Elsa mat for the Enchanted Lilo, I traded Elsa mat plus money for the Enchanted Lilo. Now I'm like, ooh, maybe if people have duplicates of Enchanteds, I could just trade them with foil. Yeah. So that is it for me, I think. I'm just going to plan on playing a bunch more online. Today there is a League Night Constructed at Games of Concord, and I think Brian is going to go because we have our daughter, so I don't know that she can sit through 3 rounds, even if we like give her an iPad, because she likes to explore. So Brian's going to go because last time they had an event I went, which seems fair, right? So mainly we want to go because the promo they're giving out is Strength of a Rangy Fire, which is like very playable. And so we're going to try to get more of those. And then we'll probably play in League this weekend is my guess. If MGL happens again, we'll probably play in that. And good luck to Tyler, who's playing at Inc. this weekend. Does he know what deck he's playing? No, because it's Tyler. And he always makes like a last minute decision like the night before or 2 days before of what he thinks the best deck is going to be. So we're kind of prepping to have multiple decks ready, depending on what he decides to choose. Oh, and then a funny thing. So I had bought 2 Dumbos, I think, online. And turns out I bought them from a local. I bought them from Judy, which I didn't realize that she had a TCG Player Store or what it was called. But she like messaged us and was like, hey, you bought these cards from our store. Do you want to just buy them like in person and we can save on fees and shipping? And I was like, yeah, I'll come pick them up. And then we're also giving them some Chinese cards because they're going to play at the Beijing DLC, which I think is like relatively soon. So yeah, lots of practice for me because I have less than 2 weeks now before PPG Denver. And yeah, we'll see how it goes at Inc. I feel like that'll kind of determine the meta. They did have some competitions over the weekend. I think Southside Gaming and the one down in SoCal in Anaheim as part of like Enchanticon or something. Nope, that's not it. Enchanticon is the one in St. Louis. Collector Expo or something. And so I know Brian watched some of those competitions. And he did tell me there was a Red Steel that did well because I'm always like, I want to play Red Steel, but I don't think it's that good. I think that person maybe it's either a really good pilot or got very lucky in terms of his matchups. I probably will still play Blurple, but we'll see. And what else? I don't know. See you guys in Denver. I will be, next week. Should be making a podcast next week as long as it's not too insane and busy. Now that I've quit the leadership position at my work and like truly actually quit because I feel like the past month there was like a lot of turnover, like adjusting with sort of the new person, but not the official new. It was really weird. So like I stepped down and then the manager basically was like, hey, let me know if you're interested in this position. But then like never really posted an official job posting or said like, hey, we're looking for someone for this position like officially. And then kind of like pick the newest person of our team to be the lead. And also, like, the newest person of our team doesn't even work at our site most of the time. She works at a different site. And so everyone was just like, WTF. And then also, like, there were several emails to make sure that I stopped getting paid and that she started getting paid. And so I was like, you guys should just treat her as me. Like, I know they said that she's just helping with the schedule, but she's getting paid for, like, the full OE lead pay. So you guys should just treat her like you would have, like, direct all the questions you would have had for me to her, because she's getting compensated for it. And then I think some people were very annoyed and wrote some terse emails about how you can't just give a position to somebody without posting it, and that is maybe illegal. So now they posted it officially. Yeah. But yeah, so there was like a lot of trying to help this person do stuff. I mean, okay, so I gave them a very long spreadsheet of how to do everything and what everyone's preferences were in terms of schedule and all that stuff. And also like where they were in terms of their FTE for the year. I also did like a 6-hour like Zoom training thing on how to do everything. And then still there were issues, of course. So I feel like there was a lot of maybe unpaid time for me to explain how to do it, partly because my schedule also gets affected if they mess it up. And so, yeah. And then who knows, when whoever they pick is the new person comes on and does it. I don't know how that will go, but I am no longer involved. And I love sending back emails saying, like, please remove me from this email thread. I'm no longer that person. I'm not your girl. Sorry. So now I have more time to play Lorcana. But yeah, because really, like, coming to find that management sucks. And if they are just promoting people based on seniority, which they are, they have told me this, I don't even want to like move up in management, because then I'm going to be working with all these people who got promoted because they're old, not because they're good at the job, which is infuriating. So removing myself from that situation. Anyways, tangent. That is all for me for Lorcana this week. Good luck to everybody at Inc. this weekend, and CCS is also this weekend, and all the different qualifiers for Denver are this weekend. I don't think we're going to any. The plan is just to do really good on Friday so that we can get rebuys for Saturday's main competition. But we'll see how that goes. Anyways, that is it for me. And as always, keep shuffling. Hopefully you don't end up with a whole handful of non-inkables like me. Let me know if you want a mat. I haven't figured out shipping yet, so sorry for the people who are not locals. But if you're going to be in Denver, you could always message me. Maybe I already have the mat and I could just foil it and bring it to Denver. I don't know. Anyways, that's it for me. All right, bye.